We have 11 amazing restaurants featuring a wide variety for every price range and appetite. South Point's Garden Buffet has something for everyone at unbeatable prices. Or, if hunger strikes in the middle of the night, join us at Coronado Cafe. The American menu offers breakfast, lunch, or dinner 24 hours a day, plus a Chinese kitchen for authentic Chinese dishes from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. From steak and eggs to wonton soup, it's fast and friendly service 24/7. When you need a quick pick-me-up, you can find it at our state-of-the-art Starbucks just inside the main South Point entrance. Order ahead with the Starbucks app for easy mobile order pickups. Or enjoy your favorites in the relaxing dining area anytime, day or night. If you love Mexican food, Baja Miguel's has all of your south-of-the-border favorites. There are dozens of classics to choose from, like fajitas, ceviche, chimichangas, tacos, and more. And for spirit lovers, Baja's colorful non-smoking tequila bar is right outside.
Hi, I'm Kurt Angle. I represented the United States in the Olympics in 1996 and won a gold medal. Then I parlayed that into a pro wrestling career. I saw a commercial a few years ago.
Tunnel to Towers Foundation made a promise.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation is paying off the mortgages for Gold Star families with young children. I thought, this is really cool. I want to be a part of it. My dad served in the Army for 30 years. We didn't have a lot of money, but he made sure we had what we needed. He set a great example for all of us. He died in a construction accident my freshman year in high school. When he died, we didn't have any income coming in, and we ended up being forced to move out of our house. I was devastated. So I understand what these families are going through, and to have an organization like Tunnel to Towers come in and pick you up and carry you and give you a home to live in, I think that's just amazing. I'd like to ask you to donate $11 a month to support these efforts by going to t2t.org or calling 1-844-BRAVEST.
The following is a Race Day Las Vegas presentation in association with Siraco Productions Limited on the Race Day Las Vegas Radio Network.
Live from the gaming capital of the world, time for Race Day Las Vegas, covering the sport of kings with a Las Vegas perspective. Now to the race desk with your host, Ralph Siraco.
From the backstretch to the turf club, at the racebooks and on the internet, to all horse players around the world, a good morning. All righty, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Race Day Las Vegas radio program and TV program and streaming program and all that other good stuff. We welcome you to the Race Day show. We come to you live and direct from the gaming capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada, right here at the South Point Hotel Casino Complex on Las Vegas Boulevard in Las Vegas, and, of course, at the South Point Studios streaming network at YouTube and on our radio side, our anchor radio station here in town, Sports Talk 1400 AM, 107.1 FM. So we welcome you to the show. And, of course, all of the other platforms. Our websites have you. You can get us through our websites. You can get us, of course, at your apps on your devices, your Androids and your Google phones and your Apple phones, your iPhones. Just go to your app store and get either the KSHP app to listen to us or the YouTube app to see and listen to us. And, of course, anywhere you get podcasting, we're there, too. We're Spotify and all that other good stuff. So however, wherever, whenever you get us, welcome to the Race Day show for this Friday, the Friday before the Christmas holiday. Now, when we join you next Friday at this time, we'll be talking all about the opening day at Santa Anita, if there is an opening day at Santa Anita. Okay? The weather pattern. We are going to experience here in Las Vegas next Tuesday. It's going to start. The rain's going to come in. Christmas Eve Wednesday, it'll be raining. And they'll start moving out sometime mid-afternoon to early evening on Christmas Day, Thursday. Here in Las Vegas, we get the front about 24 hours, between 18 and 24 hours later after Southern California gets it. So you can see that Southern California is going to have 3 days, they say, of rain in the Southern California area, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, as it moves here. Now, let's hope that by Friday, day after Christmas, 1 week from today, that system that's moving, that's predicted by the weatherman to move through, has made its job and moved through, and that the racetrack condition is in somewhat enough of a condition that they will allow racing at Santa Anita on opening day. Keep our fingers crossed. Yeah. They drew for all those stakes races yesterday, but I'll be darned, I can't find them anywhere. Equibase, nobody has them. So we will at least tell you what these races will be come that day, the day after Christmas. For us here on the Race Day Show, we're going to go ahead. We'll be doing our shows the rest of this week, today, tomorrow, and Sunday. Monday and Tuesday, as you know, we're usually off, and we're going to take Wednesday off, Christmas Eve, and Thursday, of course, Christmas Day. So when we wrap up on Sunday, we won't be back on the air with you until the day after Christmas on opening day at Santa Anita, cross our fingers, which is 1 week from today. That's going to be our racing schedule for next week. But we're full steam ahead this week for this weekend. And we do have some good stuff happening this weekend. We've got 5 great stakes races coming up tomorrow at Gulfstream Park, 2 grade 3s, and 3 more others. One of the races will be the Harlan's Holiday, which is a Pegasus World Cup prep for the Pegasus World Cup. And Skippy Longstockings is among the 7 in that race that were entered for tomorrow. And, of course, it's never too early, they seem, I guess, to have Kentucky Derby points up for grabs. And so the horses who are still 2-year-olds right now get to go for some Kentucky Derby points for 2 races for 2-year-olds tomorrow. The Gun Runner at Fairgrounds that has 8 entered in it, and the Springboard at Remington that has a complete dozen in it. Full field at Remington for the Springboard. And Remington Park will also have 5 other stakes races on its agenda tomorrow. So we got some good stuff happening. And, of course, although we don't have Southern California, New York racing yet until the day after Christmas, we do have some, great cards. We got Gulfstream's running. Fairgrounds is running. You got Oaklawn Park today. And, of course, Turfway Park that's been doing its kind of holding its own for us on the show for the last couple of days. And so it goes. Talking about what happened yesterday, Gulfstream Park, David Egan had a couple of winners. He won the second race, paying $380 for Jorge Delgado. Came back in the last race, paying $660. And that was just about all that happened yesterday at Gulfstream Park. Highest priced winner at Gulfstream Park yesterday is $14.80, and that happened in the first race at Gulfstream yesterday. So it was kind of close to the vest. Good stuff, competitive stuff happening at Gulfstream. Fairgrounds yesterday, Colby Hernandez won the first 2 races, completing the early double with a $560 winner and a $6 winner. Paco Lopez, who can't ride anywhere else because of HISA, but Louisiana doesn't pay attention to HISA, so he's down there riding. He won the third race, paying $480. And then Jose Ortiz, that's down there. You remember he had a big meet down there at the fairgrounds last year. Jose Ortiz won back-to-back races, winning the 5th race for Tom Amos at $240 as the big favorite there. And then came back in the 6th race and paid $940. And Ben Curtis duplicated what Kobe Hernandez did in the first 2 races. He won the late double. He won the 8th race, Ben Curtis for Brittany Russell, paying $13.60, and then won the 9th race, paying $10.80 for Brendan Walsh, and that at the fairgrounds yesterday. And of course, at Turfway Park, under the lights, they did have some rain, I think, went through there at Turfway Park late in the card. Anyhow, Mr. Basija won 3 races. He won the 3rd race at $6.78, came back in the 5th race paying $5.96, won the last race and paid $15.60. Dylan Machado, who is Luan Machado's brother, won a couple of races. He won the 6th paying $12.48 and came back in the 9th race paying $9.56. And Edgar Morales won back-to-back wins. He won the 7th, paying $19 and change, and the 8th, paying just a little bit over $17. But Mr. Basija was the big winning rider yesterday at Turfway. All right, I got just a couple of things that I wanted to get to as far as news is concerned before we start with our handicappers and all that. We do have Jonathan Ardoon with us back today. Rich Eng, who's on a streak for his football picks. Man, I don't want to put the kibosh on this guy or the jinx on this guy, but he's won 5 football predictions on this show in the last 5 predictions. Now, today, the college football championship playoffs start, and the one of the college football playoff first round is between Alabama and Oklahoma. That's tonight. And we'll get Richie to take a look at that. The first round for the college football playoff starts today, and so we'll get Richie on and do that, and a horse pick. His horse ran second yesterday at Turfway. Had a wide trip doing it, and he got wore down right at the finish line, finishing second. So Rich Eng will be back with us. John Lindo, of course, will be with us. John has a late pick 5 Lindo report today for Oaklawn Park. And also Jerry Jackowitz, who came up with a really nice equation of how betting on what the gambling on horse racing versus sports, where you have a better advantage of winning with less winners in horse racing than you do with equalizing that out with sports betting. He'll have another thought or two about betting strategies as well today. So we got a full slate of these guys going, but talking about Oaklawn Park and its meet, now they're in their holiday meeting, but they had a record-setting opening weekend at Oaklawn for this season. It began very well, and as far as the exotics are concerned, the early pick 5s so far at Oaklawn Park had an average handle of 240,000 and change. The late pick 5s had an average handle of 277,000 and change. The average handle in the late pick 4, 197,000 and change, with an average payout of $2,827.23. That was the average payoff of the late pick 4s at Oaklawn Park. So they're having a great meet there. It started out really great. They had 40 jockeys, different jockeys competing in the first weeks of the Oaklawn meeting, with 15 riders earning at least 1 win. And of course, we'll get the latest of the jockey trainer standings at Oaklawn when we have John Lindo on with us later, because he's got a sheet today for Oaklawn Park. So we'll wait and see about that. All right, Santa Anita's opening day stakes races. They did draw for them yesterday. And when I went on the website later on, they actually had them posted, but then they took them off. So they're not on any of the websites right now. So we'll wait and see. Maybe John Lindo has a thought about that, because he's in Southern California. Maybe he got some of the key races and the horses that are in there. Now, the New York Racing Association has put out their racing dates for 2026. Now, Aqueduct will close on the 28th of June next year. And I'm pretty sure after that, the wrecking balls will get started there. Okay? Aqueduct closes on the 28th of June next year. They're going to have their regular Aqueduct winter meeting that goes, and then it's done for them. The new Belmont Park, we've been waiting for construction there for several years. The new Belmont Park is scheduled to open on September 18th of next year. Now, in between the closing of Aqueduct and the new Belmont, of course, will be Saratoga. They have been issued 46 racing days at Saratoga next year. And that's how it's going to lay out in the New York Racing Association. And we'll go ahead and get our police blotter out of the way. The courts yesterday, the U.S. courts, decided that in the court of the appeal, where the appeal was at, that HISA has a constitutionality. It's constitutional, the HISA Association. So a lot of the racetracks were saying it isn't even constitutional what they're doing. Well, the court said it is. So we're going to have to put up with HISA. And Churchill Downs won a suit in Michigan. The Michigan folks tried to stop Churchill Downs from offering account wagering in the state of Michigan. Well, that court there in Michigan said, they can do it. So Churchill Downs, you can get back to account wagering in the state of Michigan. All right. Another track that got its dates yesterday, Parks Racing, will race 149 days next year. 149 days next year. So that's just some of the news that's happening in racing. And what we'll do now is we'll take our first break. After this first break, we'll get back and we'll get you your racing menu for today. And, of course, we'll get us started with our handicappers as well on this Friday before Christmas. So don't go away.
South Point Casino has plenty of attractions for the whole family. Catch a movie. Our 16-screen movie theater includes 2 XD Extreme screens for the ultimate in viewing, sound, and luxury. After the show, treat the family to a variety of treats at our old-fashioned ice cream parlor, Kate's Corner. We scoop up a variety of creamy concoctions, including smoothies, hand-dipped cones, milkshakes, malts, sodas, and sundaes. At Kate's, there's something for everyone. And if you've still got time to spare, our bowling center might be right up your alley. Voted Best of Las Vegas, it's a great place for friends and family fun. 64 lanes, a pro shop, snack bar, and arcade. And while the kids are bowling, you can play slots and sip on a drink in the Alley Cat Lounge while overlooking the lanes. For our more serious and professional bowlers, the South Point is also home to a separate tournament bowling plaza.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas, taking a look also at the schedule next week, not so much for the show, but for what racing's going to be doing. On Monday and Tuesday of next week, Christmas week, you got 3 racetracks going to be running, Delta, Parks, and Turf Paradise. They'll be running on Monday and Tuesday. And on Christmas Eve, Wednesday, you have Gulfstream Park, Parks Racing, and Tampa Bay Downs. So the 2 tracks in Florida, Gulfstream and Tampa Bay, and Parks Racing will race on Christmas Eve. And then, of course, nobody will be racing on Christmas Day, and then we'll be back in business with opening on day after Christmas. Day after Christmas, there's a whole bunch of racetracks going to start again. Aqueduct will be back on board. The fairgrounds will be still running. Gulfstream Park, Laurel, Oaklawn Park will be running. Santa Anita will start. Hopefully, Mother Nature will participate and help. Tampa Bay, Turf Paradise and Turfway, all going to be in action day after Christmas at around the country. So that's what it looks like next week. As you know, it was going to be a kind of a lull anyhow. As far as the weather is concerned around the country today, that system is starting to make its way in through Northern California. So we got a system that's going through Northern California. I expect that that's the one that's going to roll down California into the south and, of course, across L.A., Las Vegas, and Phoenix later on. And there's a whole lot of action going on in the northeastern sector of the country, from Washington, D.C., right through Jersey and New York and Boston, and et cetera there. But like I said, there's no racing in New York anyhow, so we don't have to worry about that. As far as the temperatures are concerned, here in Las Vegas, it is 45 degrees right now outside. It's rather chilly here in Vegas. We're going to get up to 67 today. We're not going to hit 70. We're going to be 67 today here in Las Vegas. Where the racing is concerned, Miami, a little cloudy and overcast, but it's going to be 85 degrees in Miami. Tampa Bay is going to be 77. And Southern California, although there's no racing there, 76. Phoenix, Arizona, where Turf Paradise is at, that's going to be 79 and nice. And, oh boy, International Falls, way up at the northern border of Canada and our country, 9 degrees today. Woof, man, wow, that's cold. In any case, Brownsville is not the hottest. Miami is the hottest spot in the nation today at 85 degrees. Brownsville came in a chilly 80 degrees. So there you have it. That's your weather conditions, and now we'll take a look at the menu of racetracks for today. I know a lot of people are just waiting for that Brownsville temperature. Anyhow, here we go. First post times are Pacific. If you're not in the Pacific time zone, adjust to it so you don't miss anything, of course, like I miss Mom and Dad. We are in the Pacific time zone. These will be the first post times that are brought out here in our racebook today at the South Point. We begin with Laurel Park. Laurel Park has 9 races today. They have a Pick 6 jackpot carryover, $1,761. And again, first post time, Laurel Park, 9 races at 9 a.m. 9 a.m., first post at Laurel. We have Mahoning Valley. Mahoning Valley Racecourse back on the menu today. 9 races at Mahoning Valley. They've got a Pick 5, a regular Pick 5 carryover at Mahoning Valley of $5,378. They've got a Pick 6 jackpot carryover as well of just $888. They've got 9 races today at Mahoning Valley's in the first post time of 9:15. Gulfstream Park, where it's going to be a beautiful day for racing there. 9 races at Gulfstream as they continue their championship meeting. And Gulfstream Park has a Pick 6 Rainbow Jackpot carryover of $231,138. First post time at Gulfstream, 9:20. Tampa Bay Downs has 9 races. It could be nice weather there as well. Tampa Bay Downs has a Pick 6 jackpot carryover of $23,104. And their first post time at Tampa Bay today with that Pick 6 jackpot carryover is at 9:30 for their 9-race card. Oaklawn Park, Hot Springs, Arkansas. 10 races today. The feature race is the $135,000 Silks Stakes. 6 furlongs for 3-year-olds. It's the 9th on the card. 9 go to the post before scratches at Oaklawn. Favorite in that race is Kalahari Dreams with Luis Saez aboard at 5-2. And Oaklawn Park has a Class 6. That's what they call their Pick 6. A Class 6, regular Class 6 carryover, $45,113. First post time at Oaklawn today for their 10-race card is at 10:30. Then we have the Fairgrounds. Fairgrounds has a Pick 6, a regular Pick 6 carryover at the Fairgrounds. That Pick 6 carryover, $4,569. First post time at Fairgrounds for their 8 races set at 10:45 at the Fairgrounds. Delta Downs, they've got 9 races today. Their first post time is at 2:45, as well as Penn National. Now, there are 2 mandatory payoffs today at Penn National. The Pick 5, a regular Pick 5, carryover at Penn National, $5,359. Mandatory payoff today. Super High 5 jackpot carryover. Of course, the jackpot provision is off. The best tickets will chop up all the money. The carryover of $27,258 that's already there, and all the money pushed into that. Best tickets will grab it. Mandatory payoffs today at Penn National. 10 races. First post time is at 2:45 as well. Turfway Park, they got underway with the Pick 6 jackpot carryover today of $112,208, $112,208 at Turfway Park's Pick 6 jackpot carryover. And their first post time at Turfway Park for their 10-race card is set at 255. And then we'll wrap it up with Remington Park. Remington, 9 races, and the first post time of 4 p.m. at Remington Park today. And that is your racing menu for today. Now let's get out to Mr. Jonathan Hardoon, who's standing by in chilly New York. Jonathan, good morning.
Not so chilly, Ralph. We're in the 50s.
Oh,
Tonight,
my goodness. You're hotter than we are.
And it rained all night, so they got rid of all the snow. But tonight it's going to drop drastically. But enjoy it while it's here. 50s today, in the teens tonight.
Let me ask you this, Jonathan. Looking ahead to a week from today, the forecast a week out in New York, are they going to have the same marginal problem with weather as they reopen next Friday as Southern California?
No, we run in the rain here. We don't run in the snow, but we do run in the rain.
You used to run in the snow.
Yes, we used to run in 3 or 4 or 5 inches of snow, to tell you the truth. But that's the new way racing goes. So, but we do run in the rain.
And it's but will it? Does the predictions? Do you have some rain in the forecast for next Friday?
I look one day at a time.
Okay, all right.
Not going a week away.
Because the weatherman.
They don't get it right when it's 24 hours in advance. You want them to get it right a week in advance?
Well, they're like handicappers. some weatherman gets on a hot streak and a losing streak too, buddy. So anyhow, okay. Well, I did take a look, and there somewhere, I can't remember what website I was looking at, but it certainly wasn't. The Santa Anita doesn't have it. Equibase doesn't have it. But somewhere along the line, I saw they drew the.
It wasn't a dream. You did see it because I saw it also, Ralph.
Yeah.
And this morning when I went back to print them out, they were gone. I don't know.
Yeah, the Santa Anita stakes races for opening day 1 week from today were on those websites, and all I was going to do is punch it up and talk about it, and you were going to print it out, and they have seemed to disappear.
Yeah. Another mystery in horse racing.
Why in the world wouldn't? I mean, if they entered, why in the world wouldn't they just put them out? I mean, we're all anxious to see this stuff.
Yeah, unless there was some sort of mistake, but they would have corrected it before they printed them or posted them anyway, you would think.
We will have that burning question aside for John Lindo a little bit later on today. But in any case, I know that we don't have Southern California in New York, obviously. But we do have some really good racing going on at the Oaklawn Park, the Fairgrounds, and in Gulfstream Park,
Yeah, and by the way, Sunday is a mandatory payout in the Pick 6 at Gulfstream. I believe the pool today is like close to 200,000. So if it's not hit by Sunday with the big Saturday card they have, it's going to be a big pool on Sunday, and it's everybody's last chance to get that money for Christmas and other holidays.
It's last chance to get the money to pay the credit cards that you're rolling up for Christmas. Yes.
Exactly.
$231,138 going into today, and if they keep missing it until Sunday, then the jackpot comes off that provision, and all the money's going to be spread out to the best tickets. And now that's for Sunday, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, but Saturday they have a big day of racing with those 5 stakes races and the Harlan Holiday. We're going to go over those 5 stakes races for everybody out there tomorrow on the show. But in the meantime, we'll sit there and wait and see if we can grab something out of Santa Anita before we take our little sabbatical on Sunday as well. But Oaklawn Park, now they call it the Silk Stakes today. It's actually an overnight stakes race. And look at the purse, though, $135,000 for an overnight stakes race.
Well, all their purses are huge, Ralph. I mean, that's why everybody goes there. You're right, $135,000. the number 4 horse in there, You Devil You. John Ortiz sends out this 3-year-old Ridgeling. He's listed at 7-2 on the morning line. He's worked over the track a few times, and I think he's coming into this race in the right form. I like number 4, You Devil You, in today's Silks stakes, the overnight stakes.
Now that Joel Rosario is riding there, and he's riding that horse that you like today in the stakes race. Now, you know, all of us peruse all of the social media, you know, and on X. There was a posting on X I saw yesterday that was in the grandstand area of some racetrack. I don't know which one it was. And there was a guy on stage singing all that. I guess it was a charity event. And Joel Rosario was on stage with him dancing away.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
I saw him dancing.
I'm telling you, he dances as good as he rides.
Maybe better.
Oh, my goodness. He was stepping along pretty good. So whatever that charity event was, I hope he raised a lot of money with his dancing on stage. That's for sure. But let's see if we can dance home a winner there for you at Oaklawn in the 9th race with number 4, You Devil You, which probably was appropriate for his dancing.
Probably.
Okay. So taking a look at anything else, the HISA, you know, decisions in the courts, you figure this is just going to keep going on and on?
I'm sure they'll be appealed, and they'll go to another court and another court, and they're going to play this game forever.
Sure. That's just the way it's going to be.
That's just the way it goes, yeah.
Now, but Rudy Rodriguez now, he's still on suspension, right?
Well, it only happened on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Today's Friday,
Yeah.
so I would think it.
But you never know. I mean, there could be a decision. These guys make decisions like at 5 o'clock in the afternoons when they finally
in the middle
suspended
of the
them.
night,
Yeah.
you get a decision. 2:00 in the morning. Even when they gave him the suspension on Tuesday, it was late in the afternoon.
Yeah, it was
like,
5 o'clock.
Yeah, 5 or 6 exactly. So they do it whenever they want, I guess.
You have a sheet today for Oaklawn Park, right?
Yes, and for Gulfstream, correct.
Now, the Oaklawn Park, in your handicapping for Oaklawn Park, do you take any like idiosyncratic considerations in when you're doing the handicapping at a track like Oaklawn?
No, it's too soon, Ralph. We always talk about how that track you need to work or race over the track. You know, we say it every day, and it's true. That's one of those tracks where you need to run over that surface, or certainly work over it before you race over it.
You know, I got to give them a high five for really upping the game. Oaklawn Park, in the last, I'd say, 5 to 7 years, has really gotten right up there as far as this time of the year is concerned. And we were talking about how it reflects by the handle that they had. They had a record handle. That translates into higher purse values. Their stakes races, their purses each day.
Well, they have slots. They have slots,
Yeah.
and it's safe racing. Everybody seems to like it there, and
Yeah.
the purses are huge, and it keeps growing. You know, it started off as a shorter meet, and they keep adding more time. Even this year, they opened early with the intention of closing in January, so they wanted to get in as many days as possible.
Yeah,
and that's what they're doing.
This is not the first year they did it, but this might be the second year they had that little holiday meet that we're into right now.
Right.
And then on January 1st, they'll take 2 or 3 weeks off and then come back with what was usually the regular meet. But it is amazing how two things that normally play against this type of success is the time of year that you race and the weather that you're racing in, because, you know, it gets freezing and snowing down there, and the fact that they don't have a turf course. But yet they have overcome those two particular things, and they're still running great, purses down there.
Yeah, and it's really an interesting place because they're not allowed to use any chemicals, I heard, in the track. So, you know, when it freezes, and it really causes them to postpone racing. You know, so it's a difficult job on their end, but they keep it together, and they don't cancel a lot considering the weather they have there. So whatever they're doing, it's working. And obviously trainers, horsemen, jockeys all seem to love it because they're all going there. You know, they used to go to Florida. A lot of those guys now are spending the winter at Oaklawn.
All right. Well, yeah, it's going to be, I'll tell you what, it's a good competitive card today, too, there.
Well, we're going to give a radio play there in the 4th race today, Ralph. It's 6 furlongs on the main track. That's all they have. And I love the number 8 horse in here, Thought That Counts. This is a 4-year-old gelding who makes his second start for trainer David Jacobson. He ran huge first time out for Jacobson at Churchill Downs, going a flat mile. Cuts back to 6 furlongs today. The horse does have 2 works over Oaklawn. Ricardo Santana, who decided to spend the winter at Oaklawn, will be riding 7-2 on the morning line. This is a pick 5 single, 4th race today, number 8. Thought That Counts wins today's 4th race.
All right, the 4th race at Oaklawn today, number 8, Thought That Counts. The 8 in the 4th race at Oaklawn is Jonathan Ardoon's official play for the Race Day show. And it's not only a radio play, but it's also a TV play.
Correct. Okay. Race Day Las Vegas play.
There you go.
All right, let's go to Gulfstream. Look at race number 5, which is 5 furlongs on the turf. And there's an interesting horse in here, number 4, Reza's Rolex. This is a 4-year-old gelding who's 11 for 15 lifetime.
Wow.
However, 1 for 1 on the grass, and this is 5 furlongs on the turf. This is a win machine on synthetic. So I don't know why they're taking this horse off of synthetic with all the success he's had, but he'll be running today on Tapeta. Back on the grass today, where he is 1 for 1. He's a much better horse now than he was the last time he ran on the grass. 9-2 on the morning line. Number 4, Reza Rolex, is a pick 5 single in today's early pick 5 out at Gulfstream Park.
Now, the 4-horse Reza's Rolex, you say, is 1 for 1 on the turf, correct?
Correct, yes.
And has won several times on the synthetic. So why would you ask if they're racing him on the turf instead of synthetic?
Why are they putting on that? Yeah.
He's 1 for 1. He's 1 for 1 on the turf too.
I understand, but he's got 10 wins out of 14 starts on synthetic. You would think that they would probably try to keep him on synthetic. Maybe there was no race for him. I don't know, whatever. Maybe they thought it would rain off. Who knows?
Yes. See, if you run him in a turf race at Gulfstream, where he's 1 for 1, and the weather comes in and they take it off, they're going to put it on synthetic anyhow, where he's even better. Right. So it makes all the sense, I think.
He comes 3 to 5. Yeah, but he comes 3 to 5 if they move it to Tapeta. That's the problem.
Yeah, you're right. He would be a shorter price. But today, let's keep him on the turf in the 5th race, the anchor in the early pick 5 and early pick 4 at Gulfstream. Number 4, Reza Rolex, the 4 in the 5th at Gulfstream. And you have full sheet at Oaklawn and Gulfstream today, right?
Correct. And tomorrow we'll be doing all the stake races. And by the way, just a little tease. I love a horse in the grass race, the 11th race tomorrow, which is the Fort Lauderdale, a price horse. So be sure to tune in.
All right. Nice. You're learning TV very well. Nice tease for tomorrow. That's for sure.
I learned from you, Ralph. You're the best. And
all right, my man. Thanks a lot. We will talk to you tomorrow, and stay warm.
Thanks, Ralph. Stay safe and be well.
All right. And you can get those 2 sheets at Jonathan's website. When we come back, we're going to Rich Eng to find out what he likes in the pigskin action as well as the horsehide action today. So don't go away.
Thank you, buddy.
There are many families that need your help. I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I'm asking you to support the Tunnel to Towers Foundation in their efforts to deliver mortgage-free homes to catastrophically injured service members, Gold Star, and fallen first responders families with young children, as well as eradicating homelessness amongst our veterans.
Everybody knows where the money's going. Every single dollar. God bless you.
Please contribute $11 a month to support their efforts by visiting t2t.org.
Are you ready to lock in your bets and cash in on the games this weekend? Get weekly football winners from Alex White, Chris Andrews, and Vinny Malulo.
I did take the dog 3.5.
I'm going to stay with the Colts here. That's definitely going to be one of my plays.
If the Bears have turned the corner, they have to take care of business in this game.
Yes.
Tune in for behind-the-book perspectives you won't find anywhere else.
Well, if you're looking to bet the under, you're going to get a better number.
The wise guys are certainly not going to play the favorites.
I know if it hits 7, don't blink. Maybe that's what bettors are waiting for.
Every NFL matchup, every college game that matters, the spreads, the stats, and the smart money plays.
Is there a way to bet against both teams?
Get your winning edge with Football Frenzy, streaming on YouTube every Friday at noon Pacific.
Okay, back on Race Day Las Vegas. Time to go out to Rich Eng standing by. Richie, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ralphie. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, listeners.
All I got to say is the timing of making the bet yesterday in the football game either put you in the win column or the lose column, because that went from the Rams being the favorite up to the Rams getting as much as 2 points. When I made my bet, I got the Rams plus 1.5. So the hook worked in my favor when it landed Seattle beating the Rams by 1 point in an unbelievable game with one play in the game that if I live another 100 years, I'll never see again.
Well, I'm sorry. Which play was that, Ralph?
It was the play where they were going for 2 points. Seattle was going for 2 points to get the tie to go into overtime, and it was what they called a backward pass, which is actually for the rule book a lateral, and it fell to the ground. And Seattle Seahawk just picked it up and casually walked into the end zone. He wasn't even thinking about putting it in the end zone. He was just walking in the end zone trying to get off the field or whatever. And then they looked at the rule book and said, that was a lateral, a fumble. He picked it up, put it in the end zone, got the 2 points, and tied the game.
You make a point, Ralph. I have never seen that play before. And for a 2-point conversion or a touchdown, I mean, it's just incredible. And, when the score was Rams 30, Seahawks 14, the Seahawks looked dead in the water in the fourth quarter, and then the turning point was that kid running the punt back 60 yards for a touchdown. It just ignited Seattle, and it put the Rams on their heels for the rest of the game. But you're right about when you buy your ticket, because typically if you're betting favorites, you want to bet them early, and if you're betting dogs, you want to wait closer to kickoff. And you're 100% right. The game opened up -1 for the Rams, and it ended up +2 for the Rams. There was actually a chance in the middle if people were clairvoyant enough.
Boy, that would have been a real slim middle, though. I think that I think that just getting the 2 points, if you had it and you like the Rams, was a winner, a home run for sure. But by the time I got to the window, it was down to 1.5 again. But it worked for me because I've lost a lot of games by the hook as well. So I'm glad the hook worked out there. All right, we got the college football first round of the college football playoffs today. What say you?
Yeah, we got 3 bowl games today, and one of them actually kicks off in about 15 minutes. I'm not giving it out, but it's Kennesaw State against Western Michigan in the Myrtle Beach Bowl. I gave out Kennesaw State in the Conference USA Championship game when they played Jacksonville State, and that was a winner for us on the radio, Ralph. And what made Kennesaw State look better was the fact that Jacksonville State won their bowl game a couple nights ago. But it's not an official pick, but I got a lean for Kennesaw State to win right back. But the game I'm going to give out officially to try to keep this winning streak going is game 295, 296 on the rotation. Starts at 5 o'clock Western time. It is the first round of the football playoffs. Alabama against Oklahoma. And Ralph, this game, please shop for price, because last night, Ralph, before I sent the pick in and actually made a bet, I found 4 different point spreads on this game last night right here in our Vegas market. I found Oklahoma at pick, -1, -1.5, and -2. And I swear to God that this was on my phone app for all the different outs that I have. So I bet Oklahoma, obviously, at pick. If you like Alabama, you're going to want to bet the +2. But Oklahoma is at home. Home field in these playoff games should be not just a 3-point advantage. I think might be even a 4 or a 5-point advantage, because there's so much energy throughout the stadium. The Oklahoma quarterback, who actually broke a bone in his right hand, his throwing hand in the middle of the season, he's actually should be the healthiest he has been all season. Oklahoma's defense is better than Alabama's. Let's go with Oklahoma pick over Alabama.
Oklahoma at a pick, if you can get it, and Oklahoma a slight favorite, I guess, if you can't. But all I can say is this. A lot of people, when the selection came out for the playoffs, the rankings in the playoffs, A lot of people thought that Alabama shouldn't have even been in the playoffs.
Yeah, there were some people arguing that Notre Dame should have been in their place over Alabama. In fact,
Yeah.
I heard a professional handicapper say that if Alabama and Notre Dame played on the neutral field in a bowl game, he would make Notre Dame a 5.5 point favorite.
Mhm.
So, the Notre Dame folks aren't too happy. These two teams did play earlier in the season, Ralph, at Alabama, and Oklahoma did upset them in a very close football game.
Yep, and you're predicting that they'll do it again, maybe not as close or maybe even closer, but try to get the best points you can if you like Oklahoma against Alabama. That's Richie's pick. Richie, I got to ask you, they drew for the opening day at Santa Anita yesterday, and I did go to some websites that actually showed some of the stakes races on their website, but it's off today. And a lot of people out there, a lot of handicappers, knowing that, there won't be any racing on Christmas Day, but want to get their hands on a racing form for opening day at Santa Anita since they've already drawn for those races yesterday. What's the deal with the timing with the daily racing form as far as the people can get a hold of that opening day at Santa Anita?
Well, the forms will be out early. There's no racing on Christmas Day. There's only 3 tracks open on the 24th.
Yeah.
But we'll print the 26th a couple of days early, so should be able to get them certainly no later than the morning of the 24th.
Okay, so in other words, they should the racing forms for the day after Christmas will be in the places that they normally get their racing forms on Christmas Eve, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. The hard copy. And, after the show, I'm going to check and see why it's not on the website because I do have access. That's really odd what you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, and Jonathan did it too. I went to several websites, but nevertheless, we have time to talk about it. We'll find them throughout the weekend, and we'll chat a little bit about that. In the meantime, you had a nice second place finish yesterday at Turfway Park. I thought that your horse lost more ground than he lost at the finish line. Was kind of wide most of the way, but finished second. Where are we going today?
Yeah, I've had second at Turfway, but hopefully people can build an exacta off of that, be a little smarter than me. Fairgrounds, race 2. Let's go with a short price better than long face, number 5, the Babe Slayer. This horse has been close, no cigar, but I see the trainer Asmussen goes to Jose Ortiz, who is the absolute closer at the Fairgrounds. 5, the Babe Slayer in race 2.
All right, we're going to the Fairgrounds today for a pick in the second race. And remember, Fairgrounds' first post time is at 10:45 a.m. Pacific time. So this race ought to go just between 11:10 and 11:15 today this morning. In the second race, you like the 5, the Babe Slayer, number 5, in the second race at the Fairgrounds. And, of course, Richie, you're going to be doing a special picks for the weekend, some best plays, right?
Yeah, I'll be doing simulcast plays of the day sheets on Saturday and Sunday, available for free. If people just email me, I'll send the file right back to them. My email is rich_ing@yahoo.com.
All right, you got it. Thanks a lot, Rich, and we'll remind everybody of that again tomorrow on the Race Day Show. In the meantime, enjoy the game tonight and the races. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Hey, thanks, Rob. Good luck, everybody.
All right, we're going to go now right to Southern California with John Lindo standing by. We'll go ahead and blow off the our last commercial break to get to John Lindo in Southern California. John, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, my man. I saw them for a while, and then they disappeared, the stakes races for Santa Anita on the website.
I don't think that info was correct. They draw today, Ralph. Entries closed this morning,
I'm
and
sorry.
posts will be drawn for all the races on next Friday. They'll be drawn today, so the overnight will be out this afternoon.
Oh, okay. I got the impression that it was yesterday. Yesterday was the draw. My bad. It's my bad, folks. I apologize to all the websites out there. We're gonna get we'll get that though for the weekend. That's for sure. All right, John, you have a sheet today.
Yeah, I did the late pick 5 at Oaklawn. I'll do it all 3 days this weekend. Good cards and good racing, and better yet, the weather's been good down there. And John Hardoon is right. These horses need to get a race or work over the track, and the horses have been able to do that, so the form's holding up.
Well, as you normally do when you do a sheet each week on a certain racetrack, the first day of that track's week that you publish a Lindo report, you usually update jockey trainer standings. Let's get to that.
Well, after opening week at Oaklawn, Ramon Vasquez and Christian Torres, they're the leading riders. They've got 5 winners each. Excuse me, I'm battling a cold. And Francisco Arietta, who's the defending champ, he's right behind with 4 winners. As far as the trainers go, Mark Cassie and Kenny McPeak won 3 races last week. And there's a logjam tie for second. Lindsey Schultz, Peter Miller, and H. Ray Ashford. They each won 2 races. They're the only trainers with multiple wins so far at Oaklawn.
And McPeak and Cassie's got 1 more, right, at 3 each.
Yeah, they've got 3, and the others have 2. Yes.
What about the favorites?
Favorites at Oaklawn for the opening week, 20%, Ralph.
All right. That's what I like to hear. We want a whole bunch of those middle-priced horses. In any case, they've got a good card today, and your Lindo report has a late pick 5 at Oaklawn Park, and those pick 5s have been paying great at Oaklawn. Maybe a little hard to hit, but you get rewarded if you connect the dots, and you've got a late pick 5 sheet for Oaklawn Park today right now at the South Point, right here, free of charge in our race book, because they are exclusively, all the Lindo reports are exclusively distributed only in one place in this gaming capital. It's here at the South Point, and they're always complimentary to the horse players because they love horse players here. All right, John, what are we doing at Oaklawn?
Let's go to the feature race, the 9th race, the Silk Stakes, and I like a horse in here, number 5, Sharp Swinger. This horse has avoided claim back in April, came off the layoff and beat older horses at Churchill Downs, did it really easily. He's 2 for 2 at Oaklawn Park, and tactical speed in a race where there isn't much front-running speed. So this horse ought to get a really good trip in here. He's 8-1 on the program. I think he's still valued at 4-1 or more. So number 5, Sharp Swinger, race number 9 at Oaklawn Park.
All right, the featured Silk Stakes and overnight stakes, I should say. The 9th race at Oaklawn, you like the 5, Sharp Swinger, the 5. Jonathan took a notion to like the horse inside of him, UW. Now, your official pick is the 5 Sharp Swinger. That wasn't exactly Jonathan's official pick, but I'm going to do an exacta box in there anyhow of the 4-5-5-4. Your official pick is the 5 Sharp Swinger in that 9th race at Oaklawn. And again, my apologies to Santa Anita and all of the websites there. I thought the draw was yesterday, but it'll be today for Santa Anita. And really quick, John, I know that there's a lot of Southern California trainers at Oaklawn Park, and we'll see how they chart out as well. We'll talk a little bit more about that and a lot of other things tomorrow on the show. But we'll let you go now, and we'll see you tomorrow.
All right, Ralph. Good luck today.
All right. Now we're going to go to Jerry Jackowitz. We're in session to Jerry Jackowitz. We're his students now, and he's going to give us, in the last 2 minutes of the show, some advice. Good morning,
All right,
Jerry.
but first I have to give a shout out to my buddy Sam, who's been listening to the show every morning. And hey, Sam, sharp guy actually.
Yeah.
All
Now
right,
you got just a minute. You got a minute left, so let's go.
So yesterday we talked about winning on a 5-1 shot, what it can do for you, and you only had to win 3 times out of 12 to have a really handsome payoff.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go and look at the favorite real quickly.
Okay.
And let's say you win 5 out of 12 with the favorite at 3-2.
Okay.
That's better than the 33. The normal winning percentage of 33. That gives you a small profit. That gives you a profit of $2 on $24 bet. If you're that good, if you can get it absolutely perfect, all you make is $2 on 24.
I see. So even
think about why make the game hard for yourself? Why take the where you need to be nearly perfect when nobody else is? When the whole world is at 33%. You have to be better than that just to make $2 on 24 bet. It's crazy. Whereas with 5-1 shot, you don't have to be quite so good. Additionally, let's look at the place bet.
All right, you're gonna have to hold up. We're gonna have to hold up in the place bet because I don't want to rush you on that because this is very good information. And you're giving us classes while the Aqueduct meet is on sabbatical there until the holiday. But these are good, these are good observations, and I want to make sure that we get them nice and easy. In the meantime, just go ahead and say it.
Have a great race day, everybody.